Welcome, students, faculty, staff, honored guests, and families to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2025. My name is Angela Kugler, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Administration and Operations. It's my honor to be your MC today. The ceremony is about to begin. Please be aware that we are live streaming today's ceremony, and a link to the recording will be available online after today's event. We also have professional photographers who are taking portraits of all of our graduates and will be sending links to images for purchase. For the dignity of the ceremony, we ask that everyone stay seated throughout the ceremony. You're welcome to take photos from your seats. At this time, we ask that you please silence your cell phones and other electronics or handheld devices for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you. stand for the national anthem performed by the DigiPen Dragon Chorus.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to the DigiPen Dragon Chorus. Please be seated. Thank you all for coming to celebrate this special day for the class of 2025. I'd like to welcome Mr. Claude Comer, DigiPen's president and founder, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you for coming to this event. It is a very important event for DigiPen. DigiPen now is turning 37 years old, and we are very proud that every year we graduate some of the best people, some of the best educated people in the world. Yes, yes, you can say that. Repeat, repeat. Yeah, let's break the ice, because honestly, I'm trembling from emotion or emotions, and I usually don't like to give speeches. So you're screaming and you're whistling and you're saying, yeah, it helps me. So please. Yeah, it makes me forget that I'm wearing a suit. Which, by the way, I bought 2 weeks ago for an event to represent DigiPen and for this particular event. I even have a tie here, which is a dragon tie. There are only two ties like this in existence. One is with me, and the other one is with one of the president of Ubisoft, a friend of mine who was in Singapore, Olivier de Rotalier. And he saw this one, and he asked for one, so I fabricated one for him. So we have two of these beautiful ties with the dragons. The next version, I'm going to make a dragon, mobile dragon, so I can pin it right here, because it takes me an hour to actually try to center one of them here, which today didn't work. So anyway, this said, I go back to my speech. my speech is usually very short because it's not the time for me to speak. We have been speaking for, a lot of years, 4 years, a bit more for some others. And it's about time for us to be quiet and listen to you, what you're going to say in the future. What I can say is that the world out there might appear to you in trouble. If you look around the world, there are wars, there are people in conflicts, there are, it's things politically are not really, going the way it should be going, maybe. Or, by the way, I am not an American citizen. I'm still on my green card. So if I say something, I might be deported. So I don't want to say anything. Anyway, I respect, I mean, I'm a guest here, so I don't have an opinion. No, seriously, I believe in that. I'm a guest, so I don't go to your home and you invite me for dinner as a guest and I start saying, oh, the fridge should not be here. Oh, and this sofa should be moved and this. You can't do that. When you're a guest, you're a guest. You just be quiet. So, but you are not guests here. I mean, those who are not guests, they should always say their opinion and stand for what they believe in. And I'm not enticing you to do any marches or anything, okay? So anyway, my speech. So the world out there might seem to be extremely in trouble. And more than ever, when you graduate in these kind of atmospheres, you need to be able to rely on your education. And trust me, you have been very well prepared. You are an elite in the world. And you are some of the best educated people that is out there. So, one, you shouldn't be afraid. You should be looking forward to actually face anything out there with confidence. You have been well taught and well prepared. You have been well tested. We have been putting you under so much stress and so much pressure. Then that the world out there is going to seem, like a kindergarten area for you, right? So I am extremely confident that what we have been studying together is going to be extremely useful, and it's for life. The skills that you have been studying with us are not to learn how to drop a software or how to use a piece of code or whatnot. You are makers of content and technologies. You are not. You haven't been prepared or taught to be super users. You are the makers of these technologies. You should be fearless. However, my last point here says, which I'm jumping to it, you should be humble. You shouldn't go out there and try to tell people that you're more intelligent than them. They'll get upset and they will cut you off, right? So when you enter a foreign environment, such as a company, you need to shine, but you don't need to humiliate, because your knowledge can humiliate people, mainly if you have an arrogant attitude. So you should never boast. You should just shine and be humble. And since you have been very, very well taught, you're going to succeed this way. So my advice, I wrote it here for you to take home. Some of you will keep this forever, very clean and never opened. I trust that after my talk today, you will take the time to read these few lines that I wrote. The first point that I was trying to say is that you have been well prepared. The second point that I stress very much on is integrity. We have treated you with the extreme integrity that is coming from our hearts, from our souls, because we love our students, and we have never, ever taken any decision against the benefit of the student. As long as I'm alive, this will never happen at DigiPen. And I may appear to be a dictator and a person who, runs the place with a hard arm of steel or something like that. But it is because of the fear that I have that my students will get chipped or will get robbed. So integrity comes from us as well, and we expect you as well to be integer, and your integrity should be your first priority in life. So if you deal with people with integrity, you are going to be always on the safe side. People that are crooks are always unhappy in their lives. And trust me, I am one of the happiest person that have ever lived and walked this earth, because my conscience is very, very clear. And I would recommend you to do the same. Always act the proper way. Always act, and be courageous to actually admit your faults and fix them. Everybody will make mistakes. Everybody. We do mistakes every day. What makes us different from other people is how we actually fix the mistake. That's the difference between a person and another person. The way they fix their mistakes. They admit the mistake and they go and fix it. And they fix it properly, with the intent of fixing it properly. And I'm very proud to say that in our life of 37 years, we have never been sued, ever. Yes, woo! We have never been sued. Imagine, never been sued in the United States. It's like, why do you think we have never been sued? Ever, by anybody, right? Because we recognize our mistakes and we fix them properly, right? And because we hound you. You gave us your trust, and we hound you. We go practically to your homes to knock on your doors and say, why aren't you coming to school? What's wrong? Are you unhappy? Are you this? Are you that? Teaching you is not easy. Your students, you come to us with an empty, no, I don't want to say something to regret. Like an empty box, empty brain. No, I'm not that. No. I mean, you don't know much about what we are going to study. I mean, not you know a lot about life. About you, at least you were 18 years old, minimum 18 years old. So no, I'm not talking about that. I don't want to insult anybody, but you come to us seeking knowledge. And you know that we go out of our ways. We have a ratio of, for every 3 students, we have 1 employee. For every 10 students, 10 to 11 students, we have 1 professor. How can you beat that? And you deserve it because you came to what you call a private education. And a private education, if it is not super duper quality, we need to close and go home, or go to jail, or get sued, right? So integrity. So you have been well taught, and integrity, let me see. Oh, the third point. The third point, you're going to graduate, and obviously you know, as I said, a lot, but you still don't know anything. Because the more you study, the more you realize how vast knowledge is and how ignorant we are still. And so you're going to actually adopt, because you have a good base and an excellent education, you're going to adopt an attitude where you're going to study forever. I hate to say it to you, but if you think that that's it, then you might as well retire tomorrow morning, right? This is the beginning of a long journey of educating yourself and reinventing yourself and challenging yourself and making new frontiers every day and walk towards these frontiers that seems to be always walking away from you, and you're going to be running towards these frontiers and be happy because you never reach there. Because the world, you know, the universe of knowledge is so vast, and we don't scratch the crust of it as humans. So you're going to learn for the rest of your lives. Until today, every night, I study still. And I did 21 years of university studies. 9 of them at Osaka University, Faculty of Engineering, in Japanese. So if you think that your life was tough, trust me. Trust me. And I don't want to talk about the previous years, because those were the last 9 years of my education. The previous 11 or 12, I did them in an environment that was so harsh, so rough, that the environment that we are going to eject you in is just cotton compared to my life, my previous life, when I was your age and graduating into a world of wars and killings and mayhem. And what? I was an architect. I was supposed to be building. But as I would look at my country, and the biggest hobby that they had these days when I graduated was actually bombing the buildings. So I knew that I will have a lot of work, but maybe 20 years down the road. So I'm not here to make you feel sad about myself anyway. So knowledge, the pursuit of knowledge, and I repeat, number 1 was that you have been well prepared. You should be extremely confident. You jump to number 4. You shouldn't be arrogant. You should be humble, despite the knowledge, despite the fact that you can make somebody look bad in a meeting because they're saying something that doesn't stand up and you know the answer better than them. You need to say it in a very delicate way so you get accepted in the environment, in the new environment that you will be in. So I may in the next edition change number 4 to number 2. Integrity, I'm going to put it in number 0. I changed that too. It's not number 2, it's number 0. It's the first thing. Honest people are what we want to be. And trust me, being honest is the only solution in life. The only way to live. And the pursuit of knowledge. So 1 on my list here is well prepared, 2, integrity, 3, pursuit of knowledge, and 4, be humble. Now, you can put them in any order you like. I think they all work in any order, but I might change the order in the next thing. So this is what I came to tell you and to launch you in this world. So from tomorrow, or from today, when you actually are going to move this tassel, I think you call it tassel, right? That little thingy, from one side to another, and you're going to scream, and we're going to scream all together. You'll see when I come back. You're going to become our colleagues. You're no longer our students. So we are colleagues. We can talk to each other. Before, you couldn't invite me to lunch because I was one of the professors. It's not acceptable. But now I'm a colleague. Please, if you have lunch, invite me to it. I'd love to go. I'd love to go. And as I say, and every year, Mr. Michael Gatz, our CFO, hates it. Whenever you come back to visit DigiPen, food is on us. It's free food, So you're not going to miss, the Bite Cafe and all of these good things that we used to do and so forth. So please come back and always visit us. And this year, I have the pleasure to say that we have professors that have been our students joining us. We have upcoming students, freshmen, who are sons and daughters of our graduates. Unfortunately, that's how old I became. Yep. And I promised not to say a lot of things, but I'm sorry. I'm going to cut it here. Again, I would like to thank everyone. I would like to thank the administration that took care of you, that took care of every problem that you had. I would like to thank your professors, the staff of any kind that took care of you. I would like to thank your loved ones that actually may have helped you to come to us. I would like to thank you that you decided to come to us and to believe in us and make us who we are. DigiPen does not exist without its graduates. So now you're going to become an alumni. You're never going to forget DigiPen. I am sure you cannot forget DigiPen. You suffered so much, right? You cannot forget it. You cannot forget it. Remember when you were, as freshmen, almost half of the freshmen are not here today. Where are they, you think? Then in Area 51, serving the extraterrestrial, they're no longer here. They disappeared. You are here. So, well, where was I? So anyway, your parents, I was thanking everybody. So I thank everybody, really. And I'm sure that somebody is going to tell me you forgot somebody. And I thank everybody, everyone. And I'm really grateful. And as I don't want the parents here to think bad of us because they're expecting, pomp and circumstance. We are, as you can see, many of these degrees, they have the word game in it. So we are fun people, starting from the president, right? So I would like you to be happy today. I would like you to enjoy the day. I would like you to enjoy the future. I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to go out there and do your jobs very, very well so we can be all proud of each other. And I want you, after a long journey, to come back and help us continuing this dream. This dream, because without this dream, there will be no such education. Okay? And one final thing. I need you, when you find the job, when you go to your job, to get back to us and tell us where you're working. It's not because we're just curious, we're not curious, and it's not a private affair. If you don't tell us where you're working, you don't count in the eyes of the government. And they come and they punish us. For something the student do and don't do, we get punished. And if you don't find a job, but you need to fight for the job, it's like the economy, and the bad economy is because of us. Not because of the leaders of this country. So please, have faith, go hit hard, be humble, come back, tell us what you're doing, always visit us. We would love to see you. And I'm open for dinners and lunches. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Comer. Next, I'd like to welcome Mr. Chris Comer, DigiPen's Chief Operating Officer, to say a few words.
adjust this. All right, well, today you're graduating. There I am, all right. So I'm gonna talk to you half as the person who has helped teach you for the last few years, and then half also, and maybe more importantly, as a soon-to-be fellow DigiPen alumni here. So that's where this is coming from. So for the last few years, this has been a pretty controlled environment, all right? So, if things didn't go well, you could have talked to me, you could have talked to Pat Desort somewhere here, right? Filed an incident report, maybe, right? You are moving into a situation that is now uncontrolled. And I want to be honest with you, right? I've always been honest with you. I promise that from the day that you showed up. You're going into an uncontrolled environment out there. It's a world of feast and famine. You've probably heard that term before, right? And it's not just about feast in the sense of food or, in today's, world, that would be maybe like resources, money, stuff like that. It's about all those. It's about everything, right? It's about the things we do every day. It's about how we live our lives. It's the emotions that we have. It's all these things. It's the ups, the downs. That is the feast and famine that you're about to walk out there. You've probably seen some videos online of animals in the Sahara eating other animals alive, and they're terrible videos, very shocking, and you have to click a button that says, yeah, I confirm I'm 18, right, and watch the video. That's essentially what you're walking into, right? It's a little scary. So what do we have, right? What do we have to protect ourselves if all those guardrails are now gone? What we have is each other, right? So look at each other, do it. Don't look at me for a second. Look at you right there. Look at your friend beside you. Come on. So who you have is each other now. And I'm one of those people, right? So during those, feast and famine times, during those feast times, I want you to share it with each other. All right, that's really important. Share it with each other. Don't hold it for yourself. And when the famine times eventually come, and we're not just talking about, again, it's easy to relate this to like maybe lost a job, something like that. But I'm not just talking about that. Say maybe it's a breakup. Say maybe, a few years later, when as an alumni myself, you see marriages, you see divorces. I have two friends that I sat here with who are now passed away. So you'll go through loss, grief, all these things. And that is the famine I'm talking about. So when you go through those things, do it together too. Share those as well. That's very important. And when you do all of that you've already done now, you're going to do more of it. You're going to trust that you have each other's back. That trust that you've already built is going to continue with you for a very long time. And what you've probably noticed, in the first year, 2 years, even 3.5 years, or 2.5 years, you probably just saw me as some guy walking around DigiPen, talking to some seniors. And then as you've gotten closer to graduation, you get to maybe looking for an internship. What you notice is like, hey, this Chris guy right here, he's like the biggest freaking shill that I have. Right? Who is this guy? Like, I don't know who he is. And suddenly now he's like trying to get somebody to hire me or get me connected to the founder of a company or something, right? Does he even know who I am? The answer is no, I didn't at that point. Just straight up, right? But what I did trust is that you had a solid 2 years at that point. You had a solid 2.5 years. Right? And what I was doing in that situation is I was leading by example. So you've seen what I expected of myself as a DigiPen alumni. You've seen what your fellow DigiPen alumni out there who are, some of them are here today, which is great. But you've seen what they expect of each other and now what they expect of you when I was shilling. and what you've seen is what you should expect of each other, right? So about 4 years ago, maybe 5 for some of you, I had the opportunity to speak with you when you came, right? And like on your first day of class, probably not even the first day of class, new student orientation, I had the opportunity to speak with you. And I'm going to recap really quick what I said to you because it's easy to forget. It's been quite a few years, half a decade probably. And what I told you all is that I reviewed your applications. Do you remember that? Some people literally walked up to me and they're like, holy crap, you reviewed my application? That's scary, right? And yeah, I reviewed every one of your applications. And why did I choose you? Because make no mistake, I chose you, right? On behalf of all the people that work here, on behalf of all your professors, on behalf of all the DigiPen alumni, I chose every one of you. And why did I do that? I'm going to remind you, it's because something in that application inspired me. And I looked at it and I said, as a DigiPen alumni, as a DigiPen employee, as a DigiPen faculty, administrator, I want this person in our community because I want our community to be a little bit more like this person. And I accepted you in. And from that point forward, I'm going to remind you again what I said. I had the responsibility to make you successful. And that responsibility I took very seriously. I even told some of you recently, I will pester you into success. And I have. So pat myself on the back for that. So what I fundamentally meant was that by the time I left, or by the time that I would allow you to leave as an alumni, all of us alumni would remember that the commitment is there for you to be one of the rest of us. And I feel very, very confident in that. I told my class, I was teaching at 40 of you here, I feel 110% confident that as you walk out of this, you are 100% set up for success. So in a few months, I am going to be welcoming in a new cohort of freshmen, new dragons. And what I do want you to know is that I do maintain that same commitment to you now, right? So when I tell them that I will not let them out before the future DigiPen alumni can count on them, you're part of that, who I'm talking to. So I continue making that commitment to all of you. So, graduating dragons, on behalf of all of the alumni out there, all 6,000 and some of us around the world, I fully welcome you, and I'm excited to have you as a peer. And congratulations, and welcome, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamer. Next, it's my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Lauren Lanning. As co-founder of Oddworld Inhabitants, Lauren Lanning launched Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, building a franchise that has sold over 25 million units and redefined narrative-driven gaming. Trained in fine arts and visual effects, Lanning worked in Hollywood before founding Oddworld with Sherry McKenna. His visionary storytelling shaped Abe's Exodus, Munch's Odyssey, Stranger's Wrath, and the remakes New and Tasty and Soulstorm, pushing gaming's artistic and cinematic boundaries. Beyond development, Lanning has been a vocal industry advocate, serving on the board of the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences and speaking at major events. His contributions earned him an honorary doctorate, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and a place on Wired's list of game-making gods. As you embark on your journey, take a lesson from Oddworld. Challenge convention and never underestimate the power of an unlikely hero. Please help me welcome Lauren Lanning.
I was given a time limit, so I have my notes here to try and keep me in the zone. But I was really honored that I was asked to speak here. And part of that reason is close to over 20 years ago, I started hiring people out of DigiPen. And I won't, And honestly, I was pretty prone to not hiring people right out of school, but there was some real exceptional cases. And I'm afraid to name them all because I'll forget someone, and then that person will never forget if they find out. So I'm going to say it in a general way, but they've gone on to make a lot of the games that you know, some of the biggest IPs in history, some of them more successful than myself. And it's all started here. So I feel really blessed and almost choked up after listening to Claude and Chris and going through the history of the school and what you guys have achieved. And so I wanted to say, hello, DigiPen class of 2025. Right? And in terms you're probably familiar with, you've leveled up. Right? Here we go. What a day. What a day for you. And everything in the past was then, and the rest is what will be. And this is, it took you years to get here. I understand, not everyone's here, that maybe in other places might have been here because you guys cut through. You made it. You did it. So what a day for you. And in the next 2 hours, you're going to get your XP points to the rest of the room. That's experience points. They just earned them. They know what they are. And you defeated one of life's first major end bosses. And that's your education and the proof and these documents and with these peers and with these, what I see is your investors. Is that accurate? Is this the investors of these fine folks? Yeah. Yeah, and it really is like an end boss, and you get to move on to the next level. So I wanted to say you killed it, and congratulations for real. You've done it. And just remember, that was demo mode. And I believe you're tight on your skills. Like I said, I've run into some of your kind before. And but this time, I get to actually not just give you a hard time in studios. Been doing that for the last 40 years, across film and games for the last 30. But your investors here, they might be more excited than you because they actually killed an end-boss too. That one was the tuition end-boss. And to that, I applaud you for you guys coming through for your investors and for your investors of having faith in these stars to become. And I have no doubt there will be you in this room that will become something that the rest of us will look up to. And that, I kind of feel blessed to be here in front of you all. And I was happy to hear you guys touch on this because I only had so much time, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best nuggets of wisdom that I might be able to share. And it starts right here with the rest of you, because that is your community, that is your network. Those are the people that if you have beefs with, try and settle them before you leave, right? Get that contact info, stay in touch, because it's going to make a huge difference. I've worked with people to this day that I graduated with. Some of them, were amazing individuals, and they just, our relationships and our trust and what we were able to prove to each other, it went a long way. And so part of it is you stuck it through, and when you worked with each other on projects, when you had issues and where you go into the future, what I think is you stuck it through. And that's huge, because I can tell you this, there's not a team that's worth their salt anywhere that wants to be with someone on their team that's not going to stick it through thick or thin. And we're in interesting times here. I think they're scary and they're exciting. So when I look at it, I go, look at life and those around you, and if you can, it took me a while to kind of arrive at this, but lift and inspire others. Be kind, be honest. I can't say how important that is or what little lie might happen. How many people I've interviewed that showed me work that I did that claimed it was theirs? I can tell you it didn't help them in the interview, but I didn't tell them whose it was. I just asked them more questions about it. So, but those things happen, and they're let's say, very forgettable people that you'll never forget and never hire. So be unforgettable in a great way. And they will always want to work with you. Be inspiring. It's going to get tough. You're going to hit unforeseen challenges. And do your best to lift everybody. Be your best at being generous in your offerings. Don't always expect something in return and you'll be happier. You'll be bitter with people who don't return it. And that might start tainting your ability to give it. But this is who everyone else will want to work with. So be the light that lifts. And if you have a team of people like that, you've got an incredible force that you're working with. And you're going to need them. And you're going to need all the people you graduated with. So here, we're looking at what I would say is a most fuzzy future, in slightly technical terms. And I used to consider myself a futurist. I thought I was pretty clever, figuring out that video games were going to become more like movies, character development would evolve, production design would evolve, storytelling would evolve. And I didn't see just games. I ran a little equation for myself back in the early 90s when I convinced Sherry McKenna to do this, and she was making Academy Award-winning visual effects films, and so that wasn't an easy sale, where I met Mark, who invited me here, Mark Henn. And I said, what you don't understand is where the mind share is of today's youth. And now, the average gamer is between 40 and 50, so those days have changed. But at that time, I said, Sherry, this many games get played a year in North America alone. So let's just go with North America. And at this time, where I was saying, and the industry is going to be $3 billion. Where is it now? Oh man, I don't even know. It keeps doing this. It's leveled off a little, which is why we're seeing a lot of disruption out there, but it's not decaying, and it will always grow. We'll get into that. But as a futurist, I found myself, I saw some things. I was originally trained as a painter, and I learned how to be an animator. I learned how to be an visual supervisor. Right when it looked like I had a fabulous future in Hollywood, I went off and started a game company, and everyone thought I was nuts. And I was like, you don't get it, because the games industry at that time, 1992, was getting 60 billion hours of mind share from North American citizens. And now my favorite books were like Brave New World, 1984, real uplifting stuff. And but I thought, this is a storytelling medium, and I want to be a storyteller. Like, I believe we can inspire people. I learned how to read from Sesame Street. I learned how from watching Socks talk, Count Dracula, in his countdown. I mean, I learned from that. So I was like, these entertainment mediums have more possibilities, even if you choose not to engage them that way. Big part of the future is that way. So as I said, I consider myself a futurist and thought I was clever, but now I got to say the future is impossible to predict, right? So I'm like, it's a whole different ballgame. But I can share some wisdoms. And no matter what, there's going to be new disruptive technologies, and some of them are going to make you mad. I've lived through different windows of them. I saw the Disney animators reject computer animation. When that started to become valid, my partner would sit on, she made films like Last Starfighter and some things like that with a lot of early computer graphics in it. And I would watch the Disney animators on panels at SIGGRAPH and other conferences, and they go, computer animation will never make a great film. You will never have a character you care about. I'm not even sure they'll be able to have a character walk left. I would hear these talks from some of the most famous animators in the world. Others, like John Lasseter, they just decided, I'm going to embrace a new technology. We know the rest of that story. He went on to co-found Pixar and be one of the most successful directors of all time. But he embraced something that the people who were the experts in the field weren't interested in embracing. And a lot of people would pick up the tools and they didn't know the old skills. So they made stuff and they called themselves animators, but they weren't animators, they were just tool users. There's a big difference. And so new disruptive technologies, and we're facing some now, and I find myself as a real, I would say, craftsman from day one, particularly offended, threatened, a little resentful of what might be going on out there. But at the same time, I had to start, and I strongly suggest this, you need to grasp it so that at least you can discuss it. And it's going to affect in ways that are going to affect every piece of the pipeline. I'm not on a phone call now where it's not recorded, and by the end of that phone call, there's a list of bullet points, who said what the most important takeaways were. It's just doing all of that. And that's just the beginning. So I know like AI is a bad word and these things, but I was also around the world talking to the private equity groups, the venture capitalists, various forms of investors. And what's particularly spooky is that's almost all that they're interested in these days. And so we're not going to stop it. But the best we can do is at least understand it and see how you might be able to benefit from it, whether you're using it or not. So that's my kind of word of wisdom of stay open-minded. And I feel in the fuzzy future ahead, while this one might be pissing a lot of us off now, wait till we see what's coming. And I don't even know, but I have an idea because we're in a hyper-intelligent age now. So in that, we also were connected. When I started making games, we weren't connected. We didn't even have cell phones. I was going to say earlier a few different terms like it was in the phone book. And I'm not even sure you guys know what a phone book is these days. But we're dealing with global territories. We have to make product that is expected to go across various cultures and various languages. Ours today are on the store, virtually every store in over 200 territories. We were lucky enough to hold on to those things, and they pay for new things coming up because I'm just a relentless creative and can't help myself, really. And you're learning, and I was happy to hear this echoed as well. Your learning has just begun. It's not over. It's not law school. It's not accounting. You didn't pass the gleaming economics class, because that stuff doesn't change too much. But what we do, it changes fast. And so you have to be agile. You have to look at it like we are in a constant learning phase. And anyone in high technology is faced with a very similar thing these days. And so we live in this connected and accelerated world, and it just keeps getting more and more expensive. And so it's intimidating, and people think practically, but I have a lot of hope for where you're going, and I have a lot of hope in your possibility, and I'll tell you why. Because the thing that we're facing, and one of the reasons the industry is so disrupted right now is because those guys were so bloated and making stupid deals and paying too much here, there, and the other thing, and just thinking, we'll make billions on the back end. And then eventually they find out live ops are too expensive, whatever it may be. I could go on and on. You're hearing the rumors, you read the forums, you listen to the podcasters, you got an idea of what's going on. But the fact is that we're living in a world where people have to work harder to make their ends meet. They have less leisure time, and they have way more offerings than ever before. The last time I paid attention to the mobile game landscape, as we converted our products into mobile over the years, that there was 700 titles releasing a week. No, I'm sorry, a day on Earth. 700 titles a day. And of course, you probably, throughout the course of the week, you probably never heard of one of them, and that's how many thousands. So these conditions make it so that with that less time, things need to be more exciting, more engaging, more compelling, and at shorter bites of time, because that's where the audience is at, and that's where humanity, in many ways, is at. So we have to just deal with that and navigate it. But on the upside of that is, You know, they have more choices and offerings than ever before in human history, and they're going to just keep on accelerating. But one thing is certain, is the future in all sectors of industry and consumer appetites will increasingly be gamified. Here's the win, right? You think you might be making games for Xboxes and PlayStations and Steam and, you know, cell phones. But what's taking place is engagement, compulsion loops, achievements and trophies, usage and miles points. I'm just describing a credit card. It sounds like a game, but that's your average credit card today. And so everything in life is going, in commerce, is going to be focused around the skills that you're learning now, which is engagement. If you're on a design team, it's in compulsion loops. If you're in art, it's better, more realistic, compelling, captivating content. And that's the glue that keeps customers coming back. And that's why a lot of you will find opportunities in places you never thought it was going to be, and keep your mind open to that. I made a career out of that kind of crazy thinking. But really, keep your mind open, because the least suspecting places are going to need solutions that you guys have answers to. And that's why I actually, keeping your mind open, staying on top of technology, looking at what's happening with the demographic that you think you're building with, and you'll understand why what you learned in this school is going to apply to all those things, no matter what technologies are being used. So in the overall of my experience, I was thinking, I don't have a lot of time. What's the little golden nuggets I might be able to share with you? And ones that I learned the hard way. I didn't have many mentors early on. I made all kinds of mistakes. I was just relentless on not wanting to fail and wanting to succeed. But hopefully, I can share some of those, and you don't have to learn the hard way. You can get there an easier way by not wanting to make those same mistakes. And so some of them go like this. One truth I've had, and these are a little abstract maybe, but I've never made a good decision in a bad mood. I've never seen anyone else make a good decision in a bad mood in business across the planet that I've been around. And I can tell you, you're not going to either. So one of the things I would really strongly advise is when you're feeling it, you know, it's just time to chew that person apart or whatever it may be that you're feeling. It's the best time to just bite your tongue, say, I'm sorry, I need a restroom break. Go out and chill, take a deep breath, get yourself centered, come back. Doesn't mean you forgot why you were mad. It just says, don't be mad when you make your decision. Come back, be rational, be pragmatic, be honest, and you will proceed in ways that people want to keep on working with you. Be an inspiration. And we can all do it, even if you're on the lowest ring of the ladder. We can all do things. I've worked with people that came from extraordinary conditions, war-torn territories, things like that. And oftentimes it's some of the hardest working people I've ever met. And I'd say, how do you do this? You know, I've asked you to fix some stuff on Sundays, and 2 a.m., and all these different cases. You always have a smile. And in each of these cases, there was usually a perception of, I just feel lucky and I'm grateful. And I'd look at people that had escaped Vietnam and boats getting shot at and watching relatives be killed, people that have gone through wars and conflicts and really seen just horrifying things. But when they find that opportunity, they're just grateful and humble and honest. And everyone, even if they were the lowest guy on the system admin level, they love these people. And anywhere else those people that love them would go to, they'd say, what about them? What about this person? We know they're there. We know they're great to work with. They cheer me up when I'm pissed off. And so you don't know who it's going to come from. But if you're that way, everyone else will want to keep working with you. And I assure you that. And it's much less humiliating to bite your tongue than it is to ask for forgiveness later. Been there a lot, it really sucks. And that's a hard one, so just bite your tongue. And keep learning, because you don't have a choice. The future comes fast, and you will always be a needed skill set in this amorphous future that's very difficult to pin down, but you have the right skills to hone into it. I believe you're better equipped than the lawyer's going to be. I mean, they're going to be wanting your money when you're successful. That's a whole nother conversation. But you're better equipped. Their jobs are going to be more easily replaced. But most of all, to the DigiPen class of 2025, for your instructors and your peers and your investors who believed in you. And that's hard. Like, this is really like, think about this. I go out and raise money. It's not easy to get people that believe in you. So those people that believe in you, you want to make them proud. And may the wind of fortune and good luck fill your sails as you drift and aim off and chart your course for manifesting your dreams. Never give up. I've wanted to give up, and at times I just thanked the Lord that I did not, because things will happen as long as you don't give up. Don't stop. And most importantly, make us all proud. You're capable of it, and we look forward to seeing it. And when you do, we're going to say, we knew them when. And I've seen it happen so many times, and the people who've really worked for it, they often get there and they get that. But I want to say that, make us all proud. I'm proud to be here. I'm inspired by what you guys have done in the curriculum. Make your instructors proud. Make your investors proud. That's also like investment. Think of it like stock, right? And thank you for having me. I look forward to watching you walk away with your experience points in a nice leather-bound case over there. And you also have the sharpest graduation suits I've ever seen. That's pretty sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. And best of luck, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lanning, for sharing your wisdom. We hope that all of our graduates can strive to reach great heights in their careers just as you have. Next, Dr. Eric Mormon, the Dean of Faculty, will recognize the faculty.
I have some bad news for you all. They did not give me a time limit. I've never gone into the second hour. It's okay. No, thankfully, actually, we've heard so much from these fantastic speeches that I have no need to try and pour more into you. Honestly, we've had 4 years to try. Instead, I want to give you an assignment. I'll wait for it. See, you thought that was the bad news. It actually starts with one simple question, is what will make you evaluating yourself the most successful by your standards, the happiest, the most joyful, today, next week, and at the end of your life looking back? The good news, there's a lot of research on this question. A lot of people care about this. And the answer is very, very simple. It's thankfulness, gratitude. And so, I'm going to help you practice. We're going to take a moment right now to thank some people who have journeyed with us through DigiPen. And you're going to do something that they haven't managed to accomplish. You're going to graduate and leave. So let's take a moment to thank our faculty for all they've done on our behalf and by our sides. It's a treat to look out over there. So, in addition, I also have an extreme honor and privilege of recognizing the valedictorians from our graduating class. So, I'm going to say your degree and then your name, and I'm going to ask you to stand up. It's a bum deal if I say your name first, because you have to keep standing. Okay? So please stand up and keep standing. We'll get a chance to cheer and shout and yell and clap again at the end. We got this? Okay. So, from the graduating class of 2025, in the undergraduate degree programs, the students with the highest GPA are valedictorians. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Art and Animation, Ben Tuttle. For the Bachelor of Arts in Game Design, Connor Runyon. For the Bachelor of Arts in Music and Sound Design, Nick Sather. For the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Digital Audio, Ian Ellsbury. For the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Game Design, Salem Ritchie. For the Bachelor of Science in Machine Learning, Aaron Hansen. For the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Ryman Barnett. For the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science in Real-Time Interactive Simulation, Junhoo Huang. And for the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Michael Espinosa Valencia. Let's congratulate our valedictorians one more time. Okay. Now please remain standing, you lucky folks, as we recognize all of those graduating with honors. I'd now like to honor every graduate who is graduating with honors. You can recognize them with the gold tassels that they are wearing. Undergraduate students who have achieved a 3.5 cumulative GPA or higher, and graduate students who have received a 3.7 GPA or higher. If you are wearing a gold cord, please stand. Join me. Congratulations once again. You can finally sit.
Thank you, Dr. Mormon. It's time now for our nominated student speaker, who will be introduced by Mr. Chris Comer.
Thank you, Angie, and everybody. I would like to introduce the nominated student speaker. The student was chosen by faculty and staff to speak on behalf of their graduating class for being a positive example of what it means to be a DigiPen Dragon. That's both inside and outside of the classroom. Please welcome Emmy Berg.
Oh man, graduates. Does anyone, when you turn your heads, keep getting a mouthful of tassel? Oh my gosh. I hope that doesn't happen while I'm speaking. Also, before I get started, I want to say happy birthday to Danny Samuels. I don't know if he, yeah, woo! I don't know if he was able to make it here today, but I think he's going to be watching online. So happy birthday, hi Danny. All right, well, let me get situated. Forgive me if I stutter. I have never done public speaking before. All right, well, they say college is about finding yourself. there it happens again. Well, I found myself staying late on campus after winter break because my team had wrapped my entire desk, chair, and every one of my personal belongings in custom wrapping paper decorated with my face. It was horrifying. It was beautiful. It was so DigiPen coded. Yeah, we've certainly got a unique digi-culture at this school. Back when I was just a Wannick student, by the way, I've been here for like 8 or 9 years through like summer camps and stuff, so before I was even officially enrolled, I was just hanging out in Edison during midterms, and I saw the long row of whiteboards that we have there. And they were covered in pep talks and motivational messages and encouraging doodles, but also chaotic memes and eccentric lore threads I had no context for. And at that moment, I knew I wasn't just looking at a school. I was looking at a community, a completely unhinged and nerdy community. But I could tell this was a place where people supported each other, laughed together, and weren't afraid to be weird. And I wanted to be a part of it. And I'm so glad that I got to be a part of it. Because only at DigiPen will you find team spaces decked out with plushy pyramids and cardboard cutouts of Danny DeVito. Only here do we bond by staying on campus till midnight, ranting about game ideas, and then heading out at 10 p.m. to dye our hair and stress eat. We've got karaoke nights, trivia, and that bizarre Among Us murder mystery party. Shout out to whoever remembers whatever that was. From LAN parties that make us feel young again, to the global game jam feeling like a national holiday right here on campus, there is always something to look forward to. And it's not just the students having all the fun. Our faculty members are part of the chaos too, like Chrisana Roddy and Justin Chambers eating a raw onion, the staff's chili making contests, and the wanted posters of Doug Schilling. You won't find a community like this anywhere else, where the weird inside jokes and traditions are done with so much heart they somehow bring us even closer, where teammates become more than classmates. They're collaborators, best friends, and ride or die cryptids. Though, of course, no DigiPen story would be complete without a little collective suffering, because we've faced late-night wars with broken milestone builds. We've watched clean machines mysteriously blue screen, probably thanks to whoever put Skittles in the lab PC. You know who you are. And we fought through finals on 2 hours of sleep and ungodly amounts of Bites Cafe. But we survived, and we did it together. Because at DigiPen, you never go it alone. You survive because of the TAs who coached you through seemingly impossible assignments, the professors who pushed you to think outside the box, and the teammates who kept you going when you were ready to quit. DigiPen isn't just an institute or a building. Well, it is, but it's also the people inside. People who challenge each other, grow together, and leave as better versions of ourselves. Take me, for example. I came in shy, socially awkward, and constantly wondering if I even belonged here. But this place, and more importantly, the people inside of it, changed me. Thanks to the friends who believed in me, the professors who pushed me, and the countless networking opportunities this school made possible, I have truly grown. I'm a better communicator, a more confident leader, and somehow more awkwardly social than socially awkward. I'm leaving DigiPen not just with a degree, but with a network of friends, mentors, and teammates I'll carry with me wherever I go. But now as we all leave this place behind, that question, do I still belong, can creep back in. Because we're graduating and that's exciting, but it also means stepping into the unknown, and that can be terrifying. The school structure we've known, our classes, game lab, the cardboard cutout shrines around every corner of Edison and Tesla, it's all coming to a close. And that's a huge shift, because for a lot of us, school has been the only structure we've known for years. School gave us daily access to a community, a consistent place to connect and socialize. And now we're parting ways, stepping into something new and uncertain. There's no sugarcoating it. Let's face it, we all know the industry we're entering is in an overwhelming state. Layoffs, closures, it's daunting, and imposter syndrome is practically guaranteed. But we're not just entering the industry, we're inheriting it. And we're going to shape what comes next because we've learned how to create in chaos, how to collaborate, how to ask for help, and how to recover when everything breaks 5 minutes before a milestone presentation. We have launched games on Steam. We've won awards. We filled the game gallery with unforgettable projects. And through it all, we have left our mark on our work, on this school, and on each other. As we carry those experiences forward into what comes next, I want to leave you with a few words of wisdom. Firstly, you are not a slacker for cutting yourself some slack. This school was hard, we all know that, and now you deserve a chance to rest. So pause, step back, and take a breath. Secondly, celebrate your wins, especially the small ones, and mourn your losses too, but don't do it alone. Lean on your peers. The friendships you've built here are real, and they're worth holding on to. So stay connected. Make the effort to reach out, to hang out, to check in. One day, those same friendships might even be the bridge to your dream career. Third, your worth isn't defined by your grades, popularity, or the success of your future projects. It's defined by the passion you bring, the effort you give, and the way you keep showing up, even when things get hard. And finally, whether you're heading straight into the industry, taking time to breathe, or still figuring out what comes next, I want you to remember a quote that an upperclassman told me when I was a freshman. If you like what you're doing, you belong in this industry. No matter your skills, if you care about this, really care, you belong. Thank you for the late nights, the shared struggles, and the memories I'll be holding on to for the rest of my life. I'm proud to be part of DigiPen's class of 2025. Congrats on surviving this program and this speech, which hopefully wasn't as painful as all the standing we'll be doing today. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a great rest of commencement.
Amazing. Thank you, Emmy, for honoring your classmates with your thoughtful words. I would now like to draw your attention to our DigiPen Dragging Chorus as they perform Other Commencement. Lyrics are by DigiPen alumnus Ariel Kim, music by Dr. Sarah Riskin, and conducted by Stephen O'Bent.
This chapter has arrived. The start of this chapter has begun. Through all the years we spent together, losing and growing connections. Ready to take on the ready to take on the world. with life and these paths like we did in these past years. Growing, fighting, living, learning our passions in the best way.
Nothing will tell us we cannot move on. Hardships thrown at us will never be gone. But even with hardship thrown at us, always move, we will always move on. We know that we've learned, we've grown, we've made it. Through all the years we've grown, we've made it.
We know that we've learned, we've made it. Losing and growing connection. Through all the years we spent together, of this chapter has begun.
The end of this chapter has arrived.
Thank you, DigiPen Dragon Chorus, for that lovely performance. We are now ready to confer degrees to our graduates. As a reminder, we ask that guests stay in their seats during the ceremony and not approach the stage, as we have professional photographers who will be sharing links to photos of all of our graduates within the next 2 days. Up first is our MFA program. Conferring degrees for the MFA program is Program Director Mark Henn. The Master of Fine Arts in Digital Arts combines foundational coursework in the fine arts with extensive digital production experience to help students develop both their personal skill and artistic voice. Chris Keegan. Molly Visart. John Evans. Stone Shulsky. Sophia Lucas. Doe Lee. Aurora Mullier. Halsey Lee. Chang Su. Next, we have the Master of Science in Computer Science. Conferring degrees for the MSCS program is Program Director Dimitri Volper. The Master of Science in Computer Science allows students to further their understanding of computer science while specializing in an advanced subdiscipline of simulation software and video game development. Dylan Van Rensburg. Cameron Allen. Grayson Biggs. Garrett Grossner. Yiyang Wang. Nicholas San Jose. Conferring degrees for the BFA in Digital Art and Animation is Program Director Matt Brunner. The Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Art and Animation teaches students the techniques, processes, and tools that professional artists use to create powerful, affecting imagery for games, animated films, and other digital media. Seb Bai. James Waldron. Isabella Barrios. Sophie Jones. Mia Starfrank. Hanyu Bilik. Kiera Vermeil. Michelle Wong. Cole Arroyo. Simi Rondawa. Brooke Vitoski. Tessa Lamb. Ben Tuttle. Vasiliki Makris. Levi Yang. Roberto Velasquez Succini. Maxine Regalado. Yoonmi Oh. Marianne Celestine Cruz. Laura Wen. Jonida Ward. Jeff Cho. Elizabeth Whelan. Is it Owen Svoboda. Sophia Beglari. Varun Nair. Maxwell Robertson. Crystal Amersbach. Ethan McCarley. Eli Hendricks. Reed Joyner. Christine Zhu. Damon Choi. Susanna Friend. Tatiana Bear. Rose Romuald. Reagan McCoy. Alexio Bozeman. Emma Fleck. Cambria Cheney. Steffi Ingstrom. Alexis Sabin. Madeline Montana. Krista Zuber. Nolan Lovelace. Liz Pankoff. Benjamin Pote. Lily Harang. Christy Tai. Braden Swan. Athena Fossey. Alexis Keegan Logan. Jacob Gross. Sahara Lucas. Atticus Emerson. Kay Conlow. Amelia Leo Lovell. Hayden Meyer. Kira Shinoda. Victoria Oliveira. Matthew Kelly. Conferring degrees for the BAGD program is Program Director Jeremy Holcomb. The Bachelor of Art in Game Design combines game design theory and practice with coursework in the humanities, social science, art, and fundamentals of mathematics and computer science to produce graduates with a deep knowledge of how to craft compelling game experiences. Up first, we have Cole Williams. Sophia Chen. Vasilisa Sherbakova. Skylar Nova Hilton. Ryan Peterson. Jordan Fowler. Connor Runyon. Gabriel Heffler. Ellen Heitman. Brian Wu. Isaac Mitchell. Caleb Starchris. Rob Ogden. Eric Park. Nick Omison. May Watkinson. Nadapat Lorsatian. Nicholas Munoz Paez. Next, conferring degrees for the BA MSD program is Program Director Lauren Schwedler. The Bachelor of Arts in Music and Sound Design focuses on the creative principles of interactive sound design. This program combines foundational coursework in music, including music history, composition, theory, and performance, with practical training in studio recording techniques and sound design principles. First up is Riley Bangs. Asha Ritchie. Henry Rubin. Thank you. Nick Sather. Jonathan Larson. Harvey Valyanka. Santi Sosa. Caleb Sheffield. Nathan Miller. Nathan Gomez Tyler. Also conferring degrees for the BS-CSDA program is Program Director Lauren Schwedler. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Digital Audio combines the disciplines of computer science, audio engineering, and music. This degree program focuses on audio programming and digital signal processing, along with audio production and implementation, to train the next generation of game audio programmers in the development of adaptive soundscapes and the tools needed to build them. Ian Ellsbury. Andrew Cartera. Kay Preston. Next, conferring degrees for the BS-CSGD program is Program Director Ben Ellinger. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Game Design combines game design theory and practice with coursework in computer science, mathematics, the humanities, social sciences, and arts to produce graduates who are proficient computer scientists and designers. First up is Ashley Sell. Rose Schatz. Alex Broadway. Keaton Sullivan. Kevin Shin. Khalid Ishaq. Ashlyn White. Griffin McLaughlin. Corbin Lamar. Skylar Bolts. Damian Springer. Salem Ritchie. Nico Toe. Caleb Brown. Dylan Simpson. Burton. Jared Gardner. Vincent Ricky. Ember Haviland. Rishabh Anand. Nathan Delaplace. Pearson Nickford. Mike Doran. Alex Schumer. Liam O'Connell. Justin Class. Mason Dulé. Ashkan Kalkali. Elijah Rosner. Chris Phillips. Dong Ta. Ethan McLaughlin. Griffin Hansen. Cameron Myers. Halren Wong. Stephen Simmons. Pada Churchutai. Brandon Sue. David Porter. Alex Eliza Roth. Anton Reed. Riley Durbin. Giorgio Jimenez. Ruby Knickerbocker. Chell Gunner Trimbo Fortune. Drew Jennings. Jacob Lawn. Jonathan Hamling. Andrew Roust. Next, conferring degrees for the BS CS ML program is Program Director Barnabas Bede. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Machine Learning focuses on predictive modeling and core machine learning algorithms, as well as on various paradigms such as artificial neural networks and deep learning. Students explore applications ranging from natural language processing to computer vision as they learn to draw meaningful conclusions from large distributed data sets. Aaron Hansen. Bhargav Vandavali. Next, conferring degrees for the BSCS program is Program Director Pushpak Karnik. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science prepares students to develop software through a combination of computer science theory and continuous practical application in team-based projects. Students learn to gather, store, and analyze real-world data to connect and harness the power of distributed computing devices and to create digital interfaces that are natural and intuitive. Luke Taranelski. Russell Baretti. Ryman Barnett. Leon Milevsky. Levi Beecher. Luke Zheng. Benedict Yao. Also conferring degrees for the BSCS RTIS program is Program Director Pushpak Karnik. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Real-Time Interactive Simulation focuses on developing, implementing, and programming complex interactive simulations and computer graphics in real time, giving students the knowledge and skills to produce highly complex software systems at a professional level. Up, we have Caleb Kissinger. Thomas Rowe. Byung-Jun Kim. Rex Park. Sung-Hwan Cho. Ho Jun Kim. Jun Ho Huang. Emmy Berg. Alex Knight. Sarawit Seirupong. Ryan Deerdorf. Yes, he looks great. Hunter Deloney. Next, conferring degrees for the BSCE program is VP of Institutional Advancement and Strategic Initiatives, Dr. Charles Duba. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering program teaches engineers to understand both sides of the hardware-software interface, from designing circuits to creating operating systems. Multidisciplinary in scope, the computer engineering curriculum integrates the fields of electrical engineering and computer science. Michael Espinoza Valencia. Each year, as new cohorts join DigiPen, our president, Mr. Claude Comer, greets them during new student orientation and asks that they give us their very best for the duration of their time at DigiPen. Now, let me introduce him again as he thanks our graduates and bids them good luck. Please welcome back Mr. Claude Comer.
Thank you. Thank you. It's me again. Well, it is time for you to, to leave DigiPen in physically, but in spirit. I think you are going to be carrying it with you, because as you have heard many times during, your stay with us, that DigiPen is not actually a place or a premises or a location. It is more of a spirit, it is more of an attitude that you adopt and you become a DigiPen person. And to become a DigiPen person, you have to graduate and you have to become part of the alumni. And as we promise every single graduate that nobody will be allowed to join DigiPen that does not conform to the way of thinking and the integrity that we want from the students. And nobody will be allowed to graduate, whether they're nice or not nice, or kind or not kind, or evil or not evil, without the necessary knowledge. It is impossible for us to grant anyone a degree from DigiPen, carrying the brand name of DigiPen, making sure that every single DigiPen person that graduated before, not proud of this person who's holding that degree today. It's impossible. We will never allow it. You can beg, you can cry, you can sue, you can do whatever you want. We prefer to close the school than to actually vulgarize our degree. It is impossible. So you are sure now that whenever you encounter another DigiPen person who graduated before you and who will graduate after you, you know that they are people of trust and they are people of knowledge. And you can actually count on them, and you can be proud to be part of their group and their environment. So DigiPen is a group of people that extends beyond the school. And we have, and you have colleagues in several continents. DigiPen is not only here. It is in Singapore, it is in Korea, it is in Kuala Lumpur, it is in Spain. So, and soon even in Saudi Arabia. We just announced it a few days ago. I'm just coming from there. That's why I'm a little bit blurry and I'm not talking properly, because I'm still jet lagged. So So we created this ideology 37 years ago. It was a dream. We wanted to create a school that is not like any other school in the world, where people come to study something extremely valuable, which usually means very hard. But with the help and love that we give to these students and attention, the impossible becomes possible. So therefore, you belong now to a big community of people that you can count on. And keep in touch with us, because if you lose somehow something meaningful to you, we can always help you get back on track. We are here for each other. And you have been taught, not only by the professors and teachers and the assistants that you have, which are huge in numbers. I mean, if you look at the number of graduates today, they are close to 200. Look at the number of professors and teachers, they're about 200, right? So the attention that we put, the dedication that we put, creates an environment that is very unique. But the most unique part of the equation at DigiPen is the student body itself. Is the student body. You have helped each other much more than we can ever help you. You have been the teachers, the real teachers of the school. You taught each other. And the reason we put you all together in these humongous labs, where you are 300 people together, working together in groups and pods, because we want you to see each other's work, get jealous, get pushed, ask questions. And we always tell you, the people who do not help other people, we stop helping them ourselves. If we as teachers and professors and professionals, because we come from the industry, if we decided to share with you the knowledge and not say, oh, this is my little secret, and hide it and go with it to the tomb, where they would write on my epitaph, here is buried a person who is great and great with knowledge, that knew it all, but unfortunately never shared it with anybody. So it's here with him. So you can come and spit on my tomb. Right? So we chose to share. And so you choose to share as well from the way we taught you at the school. Nobody does anything by themselves. Who watches a movie where this person is the director, this person is the camera person, this person is the actor, this person is the hero and the villain, this person is everything? It doesn't exist. The world is made to be, built with the collaboration of people. We cannot wait, every 200 years to have an Einstein amongst us. The world that we live in is built by normal people. Normal, however, very well taught, very well educated, very well informed. And these are the people who makes the plane that fly, the planes that fly, the buildings that we live in, the world that we live in, the electricity, the internet, everything. We didn't wait for geniuses. And I never expected from you to be a genius. Geniuses are, again, with those who are not here with us today, did not graduate in Area 51. They're all together dealing with the extraterrestrials, right? We don't know what they do. I mean, who is going to a doctor who's 13 years old? Doogie Howser. I mean, it's not from your age, but okay, Doogie Howser, MD, right? I'm 13 years old, and I discover every episode, I discover an impossible disease that nobody knew about before. Where is this Doogie Howser? So you go to the doctor, and you see, first thing you see, you want to know if this doctor has operated somebody before you, that if they're not 12 years old, and not telling you, I'm going to open your brain. Don't worry, I read all about it, but I never opened one. And you're the first patient there, waiting to be dissected. I mean, those geniuses are nowhere to be found. I don't know where they are. I'm not a genius. I'm very well taught. So I'm very useful. And as long as you are useful, you will be of value, and you will find always something that you love to do. And if you love what you do, like I do, you never work a day in your life. You'll always enjoy it. You're always having fun. I started DigiPen 37 years ago. And I had only $60 in my pocket to start it. I have never put any investment in it ever since. It was based on a dream, and people started joining this dream, and some of them joined 37 years ago. This is one of them, Jason Chu. He's our Chief Operating Officer. People tend to join, like they go and visit Hotel California, and they never check out. Okay? And you will find that, embedded in you. The first 6 months, I keep, tripping with you in the corridors of the school. Yet you're a graduate. You come visit, you can't leave, you are there. I mean, you miss our burgers, you miss I don't know what, but I keep seeing you, and I want to see you. But I want you to be aggressive and find a job as soon as possible if you don't have already one. And again, I want to promise that you will call us again and say about your job, so we can tell I'm not sure if the Department of Education will be still there or not, but we'll tell somebody. We'll send to the White House a letter saying so-and-so is working there. It's important, so please do it. It's important for our existence, so please do it. Okay? So, and before I send you off, because you have been listening so much to lectures and whatnot, I'm afraid that you lost your voice. And it's a tradition that I started a long time ago, because one time a student on my retirement from Nintendo, by the way, I'm also the co-founder of Nintendo Software Technology. And I hired a lot of my students, obviously. And one of the students told me on my graduation, on my retirement, he said to me, well, when I was a student at DigiPen, you ordered me to be quiet. You ordered me to listen. And now the problem with me, unlike the others who graduated, I went to work for you at Nintendo. And again over there, you told me to listen. So now because you retired, can I get my voice back? So, and that hits me. So I'm the kind of person to tell people, be quiet and listen, because we need to tell you so many things and you need to learn so many things. There is a song about that by Cat Stevens. You can watch it, you can hear it. Tea for the Tillerman or something like that. He was ordered to listen ever since he was a baby. So we tell you to listen and listen and listen, and I'm afraid that you guys can't talk. You're going to go to an interview, you're going to go to work, and you're going to be like mute. So it is time for you to recover your voice. And for that, you need some training. So I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to scream. You're going to scream to make this place regret that we are here. To make the place regret that we've ever been here. So I'm counting to 3 and you scream. And I really want to scream. And I don't want to repeat it, because I say 1, 2, 3 and you say, okay? Okay, so please take a cough, take a deep breath. And I really want you to scream, to bring down this house, okay? This is how you would recover your voice and your presence and your capabilities. You see? Even I want the choir to scream. I mean, because they don't have the proper mics and we can't hear so many things, so many nuances, you know. Screaming. I'm counting to 3, okay? 1, 2. It seems you were not listening before. Okay, so please don't close your ears, huh? Come on. Come on, you need to hurt. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, come on again. 3. 3 again. Woo! It feels good, huh? Yeah, really. Good. I'm happy. So we're not going to repeat it because you did it very well from the first time. So thank you. Thank you. Am I supposed to do something else? I'm done, right? I'm done, no? I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, before we depart, I'd like to take a moment to thank the following people. To our presenters and members of DigiPen's leadership, Mr. Claude Comer, Dr. Eric Mormon, Christopher Comer for their roles in overseeing our education and honoring our graduates today. I'd like to thank Lauren Lanning for his inspirational speech, Emmy Berg for her motivational address to the student body, Maddie Caswell and the Commencement Work Group for planning and executing this incredible event, the marketing and communications teams for their support and publications for this ceremony, our staff and faculty for their hard work and commitment to our students' education, the DigiPen Faculty Quintet, the Dragon Chorus, and DigiPen Chamber Singers for today's beautiful performances, the Linwood Event Center for providing the beautiful space, and finally, probably most importantly, to all of you, family and friends, for your support in helping our students reach this point. Thank you. Guests, we kindly ask that you please stay seated until the head party, faculty, and students have left the hall. There is a reception taking place at DigiPen's campus immediately following the ceremony, and we hope to see you all there. Graduates, it's almost time to turn your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left, signifying your transition from students to alumni. On the count of 3, move your tassels, and please feel free to toss your caps in the air. 1, 2, 3. Please give a huge round of applause to our 2025 grads.